Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs, the sons of Jacob the Patriarch. Testament of Benjamin, the 12th son of Jacob and Rachel. Chapter 1. A copy of the words of Benjamin which he testified to his sons, having lived 125 years. He kissed them and said, "Just as Isaac was born to Abraham in his old age, so I was born to Jacob. Since Rachel my mother died as she was bearing me, I had no milk from her, but was nursed instead by Bilhah, her maidservant. For after Rachel bore Joseph, she was sterile for 12 years. She prayed to the Most High with fasting, and conceived and gave birth to me. My father loved Rachel exceedingly, and prayed that he might see 2 sons born from her. For this reason I was called Benjamin, that is, son of days." Chapter 2. When I came to Joseph in Egypt, and my brother recognized me, he said, "What did they say to my father when they sold me?" And I replied to him, "They spattered your shirt with blood, and sent it to him and said, 'Do you know if this shirt belongs to your son?' And Joseph said to me, 'Yes, brother. When they stripped off my shirt and gave me to the Ishmaelites, they gave me a loincloth, beat me, and told me to run. One of them who had whipped me was met by a lion, and it ate him. So his partners were terrified and kept me under a looser rein." Chapter 3. Now my children, love the Most High, power of heaven and earth. Keep his commandments. Pattern your life after the good and pious man Joseph. Let your thoughts incline to the good, as you know to be so with me, because he who has the right set of mind sees everything rightly. Fear the Most High and love your neighbor. Even if the spirits of Beliar seek to derange you with all sorts of wicked oppression, they will not dominate you any more than they dominated Joseph, my brother. How many men wanted to destroy him, and the Most High looked out for him. For the person who fears the Most High and loves his neighbor cannot be plagued by the spirit of Beliar, since he is sheltered by the fear of the Most High. Neither man's schemes, not those of animals, can prevail over him, for he is aided in living by this, by the love which he has toward his neighbor. Joseph also urged our father to pray for his brothers, that the Most High would not hold them accountable for their sin which they so wickedly committed against him. And Jacob cried out, "O noble child, you have crushed the inner feelings of Jacob your father." He embraced him and kept kissing him for 2 hours, saying, This is the last verse of chapter 3. There are 2 translations giving of Jacob's saying. The first translation says, "Through you will be fulfilled the heavenly prophecy concerning the Lamb of the Most High, the Savior of the world. Because the unspotted one will be betrayed by lawless men, and the sinless one will die for impious men, by the blood of the covenant for the salvation of the Gentiles and of Israel, and the destruction of Beliar and his servants." The second translation says, "In you will be fulfilled the heavenly prophecy, which says that the spotless one will be defiled by lawless men, and the sinless one will die for the sake of impious men." Chapter 4. See then, my children, what is the goal of the good man. Be imitators of him in his goodness because of his compassion, in order that you may wear crowns of glory. For a good man does not have a blind eye, but he is merciful to all, even though they may be sinners. And even if persons plot against him for evil ends, by doing good this man conquers evil, being watched over by the Most High. He loves those who wrong him as he loves his own life. If anyone glorifies himself, he holds no envy. If anyone becomes rich, he is not jealous. If anyone is brave, he praises him. He loves the moderate person. He shows mercy to the impoverished. To the ill he shows compassion. He fears the Most High. He loves the person who has the gift of a good spirit as he loves his own life. Chapter 5. If your mind is set toward good, even evil men will be at peace with you. The dissolute will respect you and will turn back to the good. The greedy will not only abstain from their passion, but will give to the oppressed the things which they covetously hold. If you continue to do good, even the unclean spirits will flee from you, and wild animals will fear you. For where someone has within himself respect for good works, and has light in the understanding, darkness will slink away from that person. For if anyone wantonly attacks a pious man, he repents, since the pious man shows mercy to the one who abused him, and maintains silence. And if anyone betrays a righteous man, the righteous man prays. Even though for a brief time he may be humbled, later he will appear far more illustrious, as happened with Joseph, my brother. Chapter 6. The deliberations of the good man are not in the control of the deceitful spirit Beliar, for the angel of peace guides his life. For he does not look with passionate longing at corruptible things, nor does he accumulate wealth out of love for pleasure. He does not find delight in pleasure, nor does he grieve his neighbor, nor does he stuff himself with delicacies, nor is he led astray by visual excitement. The Most High is his lot. The good set of mind does not receive glory or dishonor from men, nor does it know deceit, or lying, or conflict, or abuse. For the Most High dwells in him, illumines his life, and he rejoices in everything at every appropriate time. The good set of mind does not talk from both sides of its mouth, praises and curses, abuse and honor, calm and strife, hypocrisy and truth, poverty and wealth, but it has one disposition, uncontaminated and pure, toward all men. There is no duplicity in its perception or its hearing. Whatever it does or speaks or perceives, it knows that the Most High is watching over its life, for he cleanses his mind in order that he will not be suspected of wrongdoing, either by men or by the Most High. The works of Beliar are twofold and have in them no integrity. Chapter 7. So I tell you, my children, flee from the evil of Beliar, because he offers a sword to those who obey him, and the sword is the mother of the 7 evils. It receives them through Beliar. The first is moral corruption, the second is destruction, the third is oppression, the fourth is captivity, the fifth is want, the sixth is turmoil, the seventh is desolation. It is for this reason that Cain was handed over by the Most High for 7 punishments. For in every 100th year the Most High brought upon him 1 plague. When he was 200 years old, suffering began, and in his 900th year he was deprived of life, for he was condemned on account of Abel, his brother, as a result of all his evil deeds. But Lamech was condemned by 70 times 7. Until eternity, those who are like Cain in their moral corruption and hatred of brother shall be punished with a similar judgment.